I'm Amy Strobl, and on behalf of Ron Salter of Salter and Associates Marketing and Brad Glazer, who's the president of Glazer Enterprises, we really appreciate you being here, especially in light of the chilly weather. The Park Shopping Center has experienced a tremendous period of growth in the past 18 months with the addition of Rural King. There have been updates to the parking lot, new signage over at Gabe's, and we were talking earlier, the inside, new cash registers, great improvements in there. And we're really excited about it. Ron Salter has represented this property for how many years now?
30.
30 years. So he has seen a lot of growth, and it's so vital to this community, as we all know, to have economic growth. And we're really grateful for the store managers, the employees, and the shoppers who have made this possible. And Wayne, you manage the property. Do we have any other store managers here today? Any other? Well, we're really grateful to you guys. Thank you. You make a great shopping experience for the customers to keep drawing people here. And again, economic development, very important. So thank you for your efforts. We're really proud of this shopping experience, and we want to help continue to have a great experience here. And with this growth that we've just experienced, we have some issues with safety and convenience that we want to address. And I'm delighted now to introduce to you Ron Salter, Director of Salter and Associate Marketing, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about safety and convenience and economic growth. Ron.
Thank you, Amy. Wow. I guess the turnout's pretty good considering the cold. Glad to see you here. Seems a little on my face there, but I've been obviously representing the Park Shopping Center for 30 years, and this center started in 1957. Can everybody hear me okay? How do you turn this thing up here, Amy? Is that all right? That's good. All right. Since 1957. But in 1985, the company, the family bought the center away from the corporation that had purchased it and built it in 1957. So I'm just really excited about the fact that I can be a representative of this center for a long time, and Brad Glazer asked me to say to you today that he's sorry that he couldn't be here. He had a conflict. Here's the manager and the owner of the Park Shopping Center, and he couldn't be here, but I'm glad to be representing Brad Glazer. This meeting today is a continuing public relations effort to resolve a many years old access problem in front of this center. And you're going to see and hear what's going on about this and the convenience to this city and this economic development issue that's going to be taking place. The merchants within this Park Shopping Center area have expressed a great concern and an appreciation of their participation in this, as well as you can see in the newspaper ad in the News and Sentinel this last weekend. The Park Shopping Center management is committed to the needed investment required to make this growth happen and economic development take place. Some of which you can see around us, some of which is going to be taking place in more development in the future, and the money that he's going to be investing in this center. In keeping with that needed investment, the Park Shopping Center is asking for state highway traffic redesign, understanding, cooperation, and assistance to fix this intersection once and for all. We've been going through it for years, and now we're getting attention by the State Highway Department, and we're getting attention by the right people, and the people sitting in this audience tonight, this afternoon, this morning.
It's too cold.
Feels like all the same, doesn't it? That's really why this meeting is taking place, because all of the stuff that we want to have happen is because of this effort that's being taken place by all the merchants wanting to come in here, the changes they're making, the traffic they're getting, and the reasons why we want to have this meeting today to tell you about this development. And there's another part of this that this gentleman got involved with 2 years ago when the Rural King event took place. I asked this speaker to join this morning because he's been a great help in this process. His understanding of governmental assistance needed to make this work, and the economic development capability is clearly understandable, and I learned a lot from that over the past years, and the introductions he was able to get from me down to the state. And I'm really proud to introduce to you today Bob Newell, who's been a great help. Thank you.
Thank you. And good cold morning today. I tell you, I've never spoken with this cold, I don't think. But I was honored when Ron and Brad asked me to be a part of this project. I've always been a big supporter of economic development. Everybody that's worked with me know that that's been the one thing that I probably had the most interest in. And a couple years ago, I did get involved in this. But and the reason is, in 1955, the Memorial Bridge, just a couple blocks away, was opened, and it was not only a new gateway to the city of Parkersburg, but it was a very important link for Ohio and West Virginia both to U.S. Route 50. The traffic circle pattern behind us was constructed at the same time as the bridge to facilitate the flow of traffic to and from the bridge. And this major multifaceted intersection, which it is, it's a large circle, opened the doors to significant economic development, including the Park Shopping Center. At that time, 2 lanes of Murdoch coming north from downtown turned into 1, and 1 lane of Murdoch coming south turned into 2. Both of these transformations taking place right at the entrance to the Park Shopping Center. Since then, dozens of businesses have opened their doors both north and south of the shopping center, and as late as 1972, as a matter of fact, when I joined the police department, houses actually lined a lot of Murdoch and Garfield avenues. McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, CVS and its predecessor, Western Sizzlin', the Texas Roadhouse, Don Emilio's, none of that was here then. As a matter of fact, this little shopping center where Horner and Harrison is did not exist either. Those were all houses. And as the traffic increased with the opening of the Grand Central Mall, the Department of Highways wisely has improved Murdoch Avenue and Grand Central Avenue all the way from 23rd and Grand Central above the Mall of Vienna, right down and stops right here again at the entrance to the Park Shopping Center. And Murdoch Avenue has increased or improved. It came from 2 lanes to 3 lanes, come now downtown this direction as well. And of course, they've had a cut through made from the approach to the bridge to the intersection of Emerson and Murdoch. The only thing that hasn't changed in 60 years with the traffic increase are the 2 lanes in front of Bob Evans and a safe exit north out of the Park Shopping Center. And the lack of this safe exit north has created a situation where hundreds of cars, literally hundreds of cars a day, sometimes a few hundred an hour, are going through the Beechwood area to go to 33rd Street, which is the next traffic light where you can actually turn and go north. And it's a convenient thing. A lot of people don't want to go around the horn, so to speak. They leave the shopping center, have to go around and get onto Murdoch Avenue by going through the cut through. But it's caused a lot of problems in the Beechwood area. It causes a lot of problems at 33rd and Murdoch at the Speedway. If you look at the Speedway about any time during the day, you can't hardly get in it. And so it's caused a lot of traffic accidents as well. Some people leave the exit by the El Ranchero and go across 3 lanes into Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I've done that. I see you shaking your head. I've done the same thing. To get to the parking lot so you can turn north as well. Of course, that's not that's not a very good option either. But the other thing is when you come down south on Murdoch Avenue at 29th Street, 3 lanes all of a sudden turns into 2 lanes. And a lot of people find themselves in a right turn lane only at 29th Street, which causes them to, at the last minute, merge left into traffic. And if you go up there and look today, you'll see some of those white delineators missing where they go straight through and have literally ran through them. So that's another hazard as well. But one of the reasons I got involved in this is in the 5 blocks going north into Beechwood and the 5 blocks coming south on Murdoch Avenue. In a 14-month period, there have been 77 accidents. Now, we can't attribute all that to being solved with an exit going north, but sorry, these red dots show you the intersection where most of the accidents have been. But 77 accidents in a 14-month period is a lot for a 5-block area. And for that reason, we've been working with the Department of Highways. We met with Commissioner Paul Maddox and his staff a couple of times now. and to remedy this problem, and so to make it more safe and more convenient for not only the shoppers coming to the shopping center, but also the residents who live around here and the people driving through this area. The Department of Highways themselves are interested in this. This is not something we have to convince them to get interested in. They've been looking at widening the 3 lanes for a long time as well, and because they have the same concerns about safety and convenience also. And for that reason, we've also asked the cities of Vienna and Parkersburg both and the County Commission to do resolutions supporting the Department of Highways efforts. Again, this is not twisting arms of the Department of Highways. They want this done. They know it needs to be done, and they'll be looking for support on this as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. We are lucky to have Sam Winans here with us today. He's a business owner right back there where the cars love to come through. That would be me. I'm not a Kentucky Fried Chicken exiter. I exit back there. And he firsthand has had some experiences with this increased traffic and what it does back there. And when we started planning for this press conference and we found this figure, 77 accidents in 14 months, guys, that is just too many. And Sam has something to say about that. He's seen the problem back there.
Thank you. And once again, it is a little chilly, so I won't take up much of your time. I appreciate the audience and everybody has concerns about the safety of our population. In 2000, the State Department of Highways came and took our business that had been on Route 50 for 3 decades. And so consequently, we had to move. We did a property search. We looked in Ohio. We looked all around. We found a great piece of property owned by the Bosleys down here on 29th Street. At that time, we found that 29th Street is a state highway. It is designated as such. What we didn't realize was that it is also a speedway, because you have literally hundreds of tractors and trailers going down at that time to Gatewood, to our property, which has a pretty good sized supply company, and down to Belts. In addition to that, you've got what everyone would normally think would be a 4-way stop at Birch and 29th Street isn't. It's got a sign on both sides as you're coming north and south that it is not, but let's face it, most of us don't pay any attention to it. So I've observed, at least in the last 15 years, 40 or 50 accidents just at that spot. And when you think about it, it's only been about 3 years since the Department of Highways put a stoplight up at 33rd Street for Speedway. And until then, we had no way of getting across here. If you take a look at all the traffic we've had just in a short period of time that we've been sitting here, this is a huge amount of traffic coming into a relatively small area. By getting this stoplight up here at Murdoch, it will allow the flow to come out and take the pressure off of the Beechwood area. If you want to really have some fun, get a bag of popcorn and a Coke and come down here at Christmas. Because during the holiday season, people do everything they can to get away from the Mixmaster and to avoid having to sit here to make the turn on the Memorial Bridge approach. So they come down through Birch Street, come through here, go out to the Memorial Bridge turn, and you will literally sit here for an hour. And it not only gets frustrating and road rage, and not that I do that, but as I told Bob and Ron, that I shoot through here as opposed to going up on Murdoch and Ohio and Garfield, because I can get out onto Garfield a lot quicker. Once you get a stoplight up here, you're going to see a lot of people alleviating that, because you get people up here that don't feel comfortable going through that intersection. So support this. Support anything you can for economic development in this area. We have the Minites back here that are going to be developing. We've had a push for an entertainment venue for a long time. We need the jobs, we need the traffic pattern, and we need your support. Thank you.
Well, when we talk about people supporting us, we have someone here today who is stepping up to the plate to start helping us support, and that's John Rockhold. He's going to talk to us a little bit about what the Parkersburg City Council has on their plate to help out. John?
Very simply is this. We will move heaven and earth to get a new business here, and we're glad that Royal King's here. But what about our old friends who have been here so long? I can remember coming here with my parents when I was 8 years old to Park Shopping Center. I'm not 8 years old anymore, and I'm still coming to Park Shopping Center. But the one thing I do know is that all the administrations of all the municipalities in Wood County and Washington County are all for more business, because more business indicates more jobs, it indicates more growth, it indicates more opportunities, and indicates more customer satisfaction. But one of the problems we have is this ending and exiting this property. And so let's do something for someone who's done something for us. Let's invest basically in ourselves. And we're not asking for money from you to do it. We're asking for you to just remind the state to do what they want to do. And we're going to have a resolution this coming week on the City Council chambers there on Tuesday night, 7:30. You might want to come and say, I'm all for this. Just to remind people that we have positive things that are going on in Parkersburg that affects Parkersburg and affects Vienna, it affects every place. But most importantly, it helps us to have a better community in which to live. And that's because we put safety first.
Thank you, John, and thank you to all these gentlemen up here who are supporting us and helping us. This shopping center is great, but we can always do better. We talk about economic growth, we're doing it. Safety and convenience, we need your support to keep on doing that. So please, we hope you will support us. I would love to put all these gentlemen on the spot now if anyone has any questions for them. And of course, they'll be available if anyone wants to interview them separately later. Any questions? Comments? Oh, we did great. We did great. We answered everything. In that case, I hope you all join us for lunch. We have warm beverages and some great sandwiches and fruit. So please stay and have a bite to eat. And thank you so much on behalf of Brad Glazer and Ron Salter. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Good job, gentlemen.